Say Tracey,
Okay.
Tracey Elena, whatever's
Okay.
more.
Cool. Okay, cool. I'm going to kick this off with a doozy of a question, okay?
Okay.
Hey, are we live? We are
It
live.
looks like we're live.
Yeah, baby. We are here with an extremely special guest. And David said he was going to kick this off with a really special, unique question for Tracey Elena, who is the owner, founder, creative force behind Scarlet Graves, which is in the block of horror. You can purchase her items straight from the block of horror. Tracey, thanks for coming on with us to this live stream, this craziness today.
I love it. Thanks for having me. I love it.
Yeah.
Tracey, thanks. Patrick Mediate from Block of Horror and Primordial Pictures, thank you. I'm David Z. Tracey, I'm going to kick this off with a doozy. Ready?
I'm ready. I love doozies, so let's go.
What's in the mystery grab bag?
It's a combination of t-shirts, hoodies, hats, a little bit of everything. So it's like, let me grab this and surprise you.
I love it. I love the products. Will you tell us a little bit about the design and the inspiration?
Yes. Originally, when me and my former business partner started the company in 2015, we were wanting to go with themes that touched upon horror, occult, our love of punk rock, and my love of dark wave, industrial music, and those genres. So we just wanted to bring everything together. And at the time, as far as we knew, there wasn't anyone else in the alternative fashion space that was doing kind of what we were doing. He's a former pro wrestler, and we were tapping into that market first. And then it expanded when different independent musicians started reaching out to us, and then indie filmmakers. So it's like everything we were hitting, I love.
Right on. Love it. So you said you've been around since 2015 with Scarlet and Graves?
Yeah. So next year will be the 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations. That's no small feat to keep a small business thriving for that period of time. Who is Scarlet and who is Graves? Where's the name come from? Tell us everything.
Well, he was as well, big OSU fans, and it's Scarlet and Gray. So we were inspired to go with Scarlet and Graves.
Nice.
Right on.
Love that.
And tell us what you think about your store in our Shadowfield Mall. How are you liking it?
I am loving it. It's like I want to put more designs in it. I grew up a mall girl. So it's like, as soon as I heard mall, my eyes lit up and I just got super excited.
Well, look at this mall. Is this a mall that you kind of recall from your youth or when malls were like a thing, right? Because like malls are not a thing really anymore. And if you find one, it's kind of like a commodity right now. So, but we wanted to design this particular mall to be something that like you remember, right? A sort of a nostalgic kind of feel as you're walking through it. But don't you get that feel as we walk around it here?
Yes, because I'm the type of person, whenever I've gone to a mall, I go to Hot Topic, I go to Spencer's.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are my first go-tos, no matter what I do.
And Shadowfield Oddities, which is where Scarlet Graves is located, is basically our Spencer, our version of Spencer's, right? Yeah. It's sort of a catch-all for some really neat, unique brands, Scarlet Graves being one of them. So you've got like your little area here carved out within Shadowfield Oddities. And it is kind of an interesting, unique sort of thing, right? Looking into a virtual world, being a part of virtual world, being able to purchase something in a virtual world. When we first approached you about this, like, what were your thoughts here? Were you a little bit kind of apprehensive about, us bringing your product into something so unique and so different? Or was it something that you were instantly sort of open to? What ended up resonating with you at the end of the day to allow us to put your product in here and feature it?
Well, one thing, I love tech. I am fascinated by all aspects of tech. And when I heard that it was an immersive community, it just clicked with me right away. My master's is in instructional design and learning technologies. So anything that's tech based, my eyes get like super big and I get super excited. And then, of course, the horror aspect and just everything. I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Yeah. And as far as how it turned out, was this how you imagined it looking when we pitched it to you?
It just totally blew my mind. It was so much more than what I expected. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's sort of hard to describe. Like when we were pitching these to our various brands that are throughout, we tried our best, but like, because nothing like this exists, it's really hard until it manifests to really get a sense of what it is. Right. But coming into a virtual mall that reminds you of days of the past, right? And it brings that nostalgia just rushing back to you, all around, just full circle, but melded with those horror elements. And then being able to come into a store of which, Tracey, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't have a staple kind of physical storefront that exists in the real world, correct?
Like a brick and mortar?
Like exactly. So giving you and our brands and aggregating amazing horror brands that folks can't find and putting them in a space that kind of embodies that type of physical in real life store is really kind of fun, because you yourself can come in here if you want to and greet people that come in as the mall, talk to them, experience with them one-on-one. So it really is similar to having a physical store, right? That you can have your fans come to and discover your brand through.
And I definitely want to do that. I want to have an avatar where I can come in and say, welcome to Scarlet Graves. My name is Tracey. I'm happy to help you. It's that sales background would totally kick in.
So now that you said that, just because you challenged it, we're going to kind of like get into the avatar world here, where you can create an avatar, because when you step on the block, you kind of, you're defaulted to this little like sort of nugget that doesn't look anything like you. But when you delve deeper in, you can actually construct right now, if you wanted to, your own avatar that's an embodiment of who you want to be and how you want to represent yourself on the block. So you can actually do that right now. So anytime anyone can go into blockofhorror.com, head on to the block, enter the world, and create that through this method here. And you can see how simple it is. Very straightforward. You choose your gender, the build, your hair color, your eye color. You can make it look pretty close to what you look like in real life if you wanted to, which is kind of fun.
For the women, are there any fishnet in like the clothing attire? I love fishnet.
We have a lot of presets in here.
Phase 2. Note to self.
We're also taking little notes and recommendations and requests, but we can load whatever we want into this back end here. But I don't see that not being a thing that's able to happen. So noted. Boom.
I was gonna say,
high boots, maybe.
Whoa, what is going on here? This is a wild tribal thing going. Oh, now we're like in a pipe.
Zach do his thing here, huh?
Zach is just like, but yeah.
I was gonna say,
that's
pretty badass.
Zach, I did that too. That's badass. That's sort of Matrixy, but like I love the leather and the boots.
I do too. I like that.
I was going to say about your tech background, I think there's a little Easter egg for everybody on your website that is in the size for your selection. You say variant, and I love that. It's like I was shopping for some shorts for the girlfriend for Christmas, and it's like there's variant there, not size, and I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Great.
It's a variant. It's not a size.
So in your store, Tracey, there's in the block, there's just like a sampling of what's available that you have for purchase, right? And it kind of gives a sense of like the style and look of your brand, and it features some 3 unique items. But like, what other items do you have in store, and how can folks get there? They just go on here and they can go to your store, or they can click on one of these items and go to your store. But like, how many items do you have total? How big a product you have? Is it just shirts? Does it extend to other areas? Tell us a little bit more about kind of a full circle, what you represent on your site and what could be purchased.
Right now, there's a small amount of shorts still available. There's a few hoodies left, not much. Those are items that will be restocked in the future. So usually when I order items for my store, I get like a limited supply just to see what the response is. And then from there, it's like, okay, let's restock and go from there. There's been some designs that I really, really loved that sold out just like that. And there were some that I like that may not have really connected with people. So it's like, okay, we'll put those aside. But going towards 2025, I want to start tapping into more tech-related designs. I'm a child of Terminator. That's the way I always look at it. Yeah. And I want to incorporate some more of the tech cyberpunk elements into the design.
I love that.
Very
And
cool.
you know what's great about 2025 too, that we would really love to accomplish before the end of the next year is if someone purchases one of those tech designs or any of your designs at Scarlet Graves, they can also get the wearable digital equivalent for their avatar on the block. So in the purchase, you get both, one for your avatar to wear, one for you to wear in real life, which would kind of be fun. And you can equip yourself with one of your designs and show it off on the block.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So that's a really big thing that we're looking to do for future next year as we continue to develop things. And the block is developing day by day. Something new is always popping up every time I head in here. It's like, there's a new store, a new product, or a new building that comes about. But we would love to get you in here to explore too. Zach built out this kind of cool avatar for you, but we'd love for you to get on there, kind of get in and build something out for yourself and get on here. But yeah, look.
Oh, there I love it.
You got your Scarlet Graves shirt there.
Yeah.
So you can represent. That's awesome.
I love it. And then have like
Boots
and like back. Leather. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You can like layer. That would be kind of fun.
Yes.
So yeah, there's so much you can do here. There's so much to explore. And like I said, we'd really love like the Scarlet Graves product to extend into other areas of the block, if only just for individuals to wear and show off wherever they walk. So like you could pass someone on the street next to the movie theater and like they're wearing the Scarlet Graves shirt and, hey, free advertising, but also like representing the brand and a brand that they feel strongly about. Because let's face it, people, audiences, horror fans, they want to like wear proudly those brands that they embrace and they love. And this is a great sort of incorporation of the designs and your style with also your brand recognition and your name, which is fun.
I love it.
We're also working on creating digital versions of all of the product eventually, but when you purchase something from Scarlet Graves, you could have a digital version that goes into your backpack of it. That could be a wearable that you can only have for purchase by having the physical product as well. So that's all in development, as well as a mobile version of the block, which we're hoping for in end of Q2, Q3, 2025. We know a lot of e-commerce and a lot of people are doing work on their phones and are not necessarily around a browser all the time. So that'll be a big help and give us a lot of traction in the space as well. So that's a really cool development that's on the slate.
It's amazing.
And probably the biggest thing that we're shooting for in 2025 right now. Besides another Blocktoberfest, which we're going to blow out and try to own the entire month of October. So be part of that. Wish us luck.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All the luck and positive energy in the world. Absolutely.
Right
just
on.
to reiterate,
like you're full of that. Thanks.
We love the positive energy. And just to reiterate, just like, because we have new folks tuning in right now, we're talking about Scarlet Graves, the product, the incredible horror brand. We are in the Shadowfield Mall, which is a division, an area of the Block of Horror, which is the first, most immersive virtual horror community to ever exist. You can access this actually right now live if you want to, and join us in here at blockofhorror.com. Enter the world, walk around, experience it, head over to Shadowfield Mall. You can hang out with Tracey, David, myself in the shopping mall right now. We're kind of walking through the mall to show you a little bit more about what this has to offer, and showing Tracey around, because like this is one of Tracey's first tours of the block. So she's like getting to experience this for the first time too, which is a lot of fun.
This has come a long way from our very initial version that we showed you. So, this is like a full on build out here. It's very, very cool. Not like a mall that I grew up in by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely a mall that I would like to have been in. There's all these dark corners and places to hang out and do the salacious things that teenagers do.
Yeah, there's some skeletons in the closet or skeletons in the fountain here. Stumbled upon. There's always something new to
There are
discover.
skeletons forming to be in the closet.
Exactly.
Forging skeletons, we'll call it. Yeah.
Like when we approached you, Tracey, about coming onto the Block of Horror and being a part of the Shadowfield Mall, like, the real reason we reached out to amazing horror brands like yourself is we found, and I don't know if you find this as well with your customer base, it's like, how do people find you right now? If not for the Block of Horror and not for us aggregating everybody to one place that's literally just horror to discover, how do folks find you, right? They have to like click on maybe an ad, or they have to stumble on you or go to your Instagram page. Like, what kind of other means, and is there, for you, is there sort of like a struggle, right? Like as a small business owner with an amazing horror brand, to find new customers? Like, how do you even go about doing that if not for something like this that like calls it out and brings it into focus, right?
I also have my hands involved in independent pro wrestling, and there's been a bulk of fans that have purchased shirts, and then from there, word of mouth, and then having people that are not only wrestling fans, but they also have a love of horror, and then a love of music. So I was able to tap into those fans as well, and even fans that may not be particular wrestling fans or even horror fans. They just like black clothes with very edgy designs, So also, I do want to work more on my marketing. It's just I get so time restricted due to so many other things. But I want to go out and do more of that. I want to be at more festivals and more events where I can just pop up and be like, hey, come check me out. Come check out the clothing. You never know who may be there, with me.
Yeah. And you make a good point. Like these festivals, these conventions, right? Horror conventions, like, you would have to kind of fly your whole product out to one of these places to participate, set up a booth, spend all the money to get out there, get the audience in front of you. What we kind of envisioned here, right, was sort of similar to like a 24/7 horror convention. And you can come in anytime you want, come and go. And you've got all of those like booths in one place, but as physical representations of stores. And you as a representative can come in here 24/7 as well and talk about your product whenever you want, which is really something we felt strongly about. And I think we achieved it through what we've created and built here and continue to evolve.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we need to have these social events where we can, bring a bunch of brands followers into the world and do like an AMA, like an Ask Me Anything of the creators or the small business owners or the designers that work for those people, so that we can really like kind of unpack that with our audience. Because I think that, like you said, you've got music, you've got pro wrestling, and you've got horror fans, and they're all adjacent. And that, to bring them into a horror space where there's other folks that are interested in those adjacent things, because everybody loves music, obviously, horror, pro wrestling may be a little bit of an acquired taste for somebody, or but they definitely cross over, and certainly in costuming and wardrobe when it gets there at times, you've seen that on the mat. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Like
bring Luke Harris in.
I'm a huge music fan, and my favorite band of all time is Duran Duran. So going to the different shows and going to some of the festivals, like when I was at Cruel World and I seen all the vendors there, it really inspired me to start leaning more towards designs that could be music inspired with a dark element and so on and so forth. So it just got those wheels turning even more. So going into 2025, it's going to be like,
Yeah, I mean, like we would, what the cool thing about this is we would also love to, at some point, maybe you do like an exclusive product, or you have a new product that's not yet announced to come out yet. You can announce it here in the mall in your store, and we can do like a little special event around that announcement of that product, and maybe offer, a chance for them to purchase it if you go on the block in a unique way. So it really kind of creates a really unique, one of a kind marketing opportunity as well, which is a lot of fun. But like a lot of people, they look at this, right, and they're like, what is this? Is this a game? What are we doing right now? If someone just came in and watched us like streaming this out, they're like, this must be like a PlayStation or something that you're streaming, or some sort of computer game. Well, it's sort of a game, but like it's so unique in the fact that like what we are streaming is Block of Horror, which is a fully immersive virtual world. So it's a game, it's a community. You can come in here, talk to your friends, through spatial audio. You can talk with your mic and hear with your speakers back and forth. So you can engage like an in real life experience with other community within here. So there's that. And then there's also the commerce angle. We're in a mall, so you can purchase products within it. So unlike a video game, you can go around and actually go to stores and buy things. So it's got that vertical as well, but it's also an entertainment venue. So the fourth pillar in this whole, wheel is the fact that like we can stream content. We have a movie theater. We can show, films by up and coming horror filmmakers, or, the latest release, or stream, something for yourself. If you ever want to do like a behind the scenes where you've got a Scarlet Graves product and you want to just show how it's made or printed, or how the design comes to be, which is even really, really cool. And people would love to see that for your brand. That's something we also are. We are that kind of like that merges all the commerce, the entertainment, and all of that together as well. So we hit a few verticals, and because we are expanded to all of the different pillars, it's unlike anything else that exists right now. So we have to keep talking to audience to say, hey, like this isn't a video game. This is something that you've never experienced before. It's for the horror community. It's completely immersive, engaging, and it's a virtual world that you can spend life in outside of the real life, where you can explore a person you are as a horror fan in unique ways, with the unique tools that we provide you with within the space. So I have to keep saying that, especially as viewers tick up on this stream, I have to keep defining what this is, because like it's so new that nobody knows what it is,
And we have games
as well.
It's not a video game. It's not a video game, and we have games.
We do have games, yes. In fact, we are creating extensions of the world that live as games within the world, right? So you might stumble on an alleyway, or you may go into the mall at some point and have to experience, or, get the choice to play a game, right? And that's the fun part. You never know where those might lie, but it's also gamified in a lot of ways. Right now, we have a game. It's called the Corn Cob Man Corn Maze. And you can go in this corn maze and you could literally like try. Here it is right here. This is the leaderboard. I don't know who's at the top of the leaderboard right now, but like some people are really killing it. You got to like get out of the maze before the corn.
Yeah, somebody's got it in like 10 seconds,
that
right?
That's
wild. I love it.
Impressive. Zach's in there right now. Like it's kind of terrifying too. Like between the sounds and the like the heart pumping like kind of feel of it, and you're trying to go through it and without it catching you. When it jumps out, I jump every time. I haven't made it through yet. I haven't spent enough time with it, but like some of our Community's gotten pretty good at it. But you can see here making our way through the maze as Zach comes back. I think personally Zach's gonna get caught by the corn cob man here. But we could easily we could easily hide a Scarlet and Graves product in here, and whoever finds it first, can claim it. So you can do really fun things in here.
I like that idea. Oh my goodness.
Don't get caught by the corn cob man.
Did he get you? Oh, you escaped into the
gazebo. Yeah,
I see him out there. He's right there. When you go out, he's gonna get you.
I love it.
Now Zach is just freaked out to go out of the maze. He's stuck. I think he's trapped you in there. Yep, he got you. So when he gets you,
you're back on the block.
Back to
so I'm not the final girl.
Yeah. There he is. But yeah, there's a lot of fun games and things like that as well. But what we were just talking about with putting a product within the maze, like that's how we're merging that commerce with the gamification, with the entertainment, because all these verticals sort of intersect at the end of the day in really fun ways. And that's why this was built, was to create something unique in that way. So it's not just like you play a game, you win it, it's whatever, but there are other elements that are brought into it, and we're kind of melding those verticals all together. This is the Prophets Theater, our movie theater that I talked to you about with our entertainment vertical. Have you seen the theater yet, Tracey? Have you been inside?
I haven't been in the theater yet. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Yeah. Zach, take her in. We're gonna go in the theater.
Yeah, and then how cool this is. And then after that, we should go to the Undead on Arrival site, because that's a nice way of showing like how IP plays into our world as well, because Undead on Arrival is a script written by Patrick Mediate and Aaron McLean, which is Primordial Pictures, and it's a movie that doesn't exist right now, but there's a scene from that movie that will exist at some point in our world. So that gives you an idea of how intellectual property and movies play as lore in our world, which is really cool and unique. To my knowledge, I don't know any other world that's doing that right now. So we here we go. What's going on in here?
Nothing playing right now, obviously, but we have something.
Theater's dark.
It's dark
Is
today.
Is there a killer in there?
We've done some really fun events. We did on Halloween. We screened Carnival of Souls, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, and Night of the Living Dead in this theater, and that was so much fun because while you're in the theater with the audience, you can chat with them and talk to them. There's a little chat screen that Zach will pop out, but you can communicate with each other and talk as things are going through. Oh, there's something up here. Oh, this was so we're also screening some horror podcasts, video podcasts in here as well. This is Aaron McLean, my creative partner at Primordial Pictures. So yeah, there's a lot of content and different fun things that screen in here. And it's really fun when the audience gets involved. We did a choose your own adventure film in here, Tracey. And the audience was able to scan their phones at the screen and choose with the direction they wanted the film to go in together as an audience. And then that film on the screen went in that direction, and the audience was talking to each other and kind of upvoting things. It was really a unique experience.
Oh, that sounds amazing. It's I want to play.
Yeah, it's really fun. So we're going to have a lot more of that too. Those interactive horror films within this theater. So those are really, really unique and super engaging, and unlike anything I think is going on either in a virtual world or outside of a virtual world. So this is just a way to bring the audience together, the horror audience together, to do that. So this is our theater and our lobby. And you can see some of these posters out here as well. And there's also a little robot friend here. I don't know who that is, but he's walking around.
Yeah.
Without saying, you never know who you're going to see here. That's clearly just someone from the community coming in, popping in, and just saying hi. Maybe someone who saw the stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. It says janitor. Oh, there's a janitor. So maybe it's just a janitor. Like I said, there's new things popping up every day, and you never know. But we've got some trophies from our film festival here as well that you can see in spin around.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah,
Love
this was
it.
this was from Blocktoberfest. It's one of the Skin Crawler Award, Portrait of God, which was one of the films won the Skin Crawler Award. So not only do we give out awards, we give out like virtual awards that you can put in your backpack and have as a creator as well. So, and obviously the step and repeat here, you got to have a step and repeat to take photos on.
I love it.
So, you know, we got everything covered here. We got everything covered. But I go back to that. It would be really fun to do a Scarlet and Graves like design, sort of creating the design retrospective type of thing and screening that in the theater. That would be a blast.
That would be super. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
Yeah. We're gonna head back onto the block for you, just to show you one other thing, because were you like a fan of the video store generation? Like, do you remember like going into the video store, renting films, like checking
and
them out,
seeing the covers?
Be Kind, Rewind, you know?
I remember being a kid and seeing like the cover of Motel Hell, and it stuck out to me.
Yeah. It was always the covers were the best, but the movies were always not the greatest. Like Motel Hell was actually a pretty good one, but yeah, a lot of them weren't the greatest movies. But the covers, like you said, were really
they were epic covers.
Yeah. I mean, it was entertainment in itself, just going and looking at the shelves, and you don't even have to rent anything. You just spend hours just doing that. But we wanted to capture that nostalgia in a bottle and really create a video store where you can do that. You can go back and, you know, you can go in there, which is something we've recreated here. And I see Tracey has the little spinning thing on her thing, so she's probably loading in. But we'll show as Tracey loads back, we'll show the community what's going on here. So anyway, as you see, video store, you can pick up any video off the shelf, turn it around, read the back of the box, check out some shots from the film. Now, these films don't exist. These exist in everyone's imagination. There's 65 pieces of films of IP that we created through Primordial Pictures within this video store. You can go to each of these videos and just click on any one, the posters as well, and you can experience new things. Tracey's back. There she is. And you can experience new content. Hey, Tracey, welcome back.
Hey, having battery issues.
Can you see the screen again?
Yes.
So this is the video store. Like I was saying, we wanted to bring that nostalgia back. You can see how we've kind of recreated that experience of looking at the art of movies through your horror section in your video store. But there's over 65 pieces of original intellectual property here that you can click on and just explore. None of them exist in real life, but we've created them through Primordial Pictures, down to the cover, the art, the synopsis, the characters, even like the back shots from the movie itself. This is actually a script that exists. So this is one that we've been working on, and it's in development right now. But as you can see, if you go to the back of it, you can read what it's all about, and also check out some of the stills from the film when it exists someday.
Oh, I love it.
I want to be able to scan that barcode and order that tape. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Big idea eventually, right?
And get the physical box cover to like put on your own shelf, which would be really fun.
Yeah.
Did you see Undead and Arrival there, Zach? Can you see if you could find, I know it's in this section. This is a movie called Undead and Arrival that my co-creator Aaron and I wrote and produced and is in development. It's basically about two ambulance drivers that pick up a patient, and en route to the hospital, they overturn the ambulance and it crashes because the body that was deceased comes back to life as a zombie, and they're stuck in the ambulance with this zombie, and they have to try to find a way out of the ambulance. Really fun film. We wrote this over a few months, and we're working on shopping it around right now as a feature. But the reason why we wanted to show you that is because if you actually go out onto the block after seeing that video, David was talking before about how our IP extends out onto the block and manifests itself within different areas of the block after you've read about it, and it really comes to life. This is a scene playing out in the forest from Undead on Arrival. where you've got the ambulance, like I just described, overturned. This is later on in the film as they're able to eventually break out of it, but they're in a fight with the creature. Not to give too much away, but you know, you can live within the scene right now. You can like walk around the scene, like see it experienced, and that's one thing that we're doing here. We're bringing like movie scenes and movie experiences to life within the block as a virtual reality as well, which is fun.
And we can do the same thing with product as well. And that's another side of all of this. You know, it's like we are always thinking about like the brands that we're bringing in and how we can create storytelling for the brands that lives in the lore of the world. So that's a huge white space for us right now in a place, again, that doesn't really exist in brand storytelling. So you know, and certainly not unless you design your own world, but to be part of another world, like a larger ecosystem, and in this case, a horror ecosystem, is what we're hoping for to kind of be revolutionary.
Oh, this is incredible. I love watching the zombie on the ground crawling. I love it.
Yeah, and one of the things that we're also trying to we're not trying to, but actually are doing is we're creating these things that are called NPCs. I don't know if you're too familiar with like gaming lingo, but like an NPC being a character within the virtual environment or in a game usually that you can go up to and have a conversation with, and that reveals information to you. In video game culture, it's a person that like will help propel the narrative of the game to other levels through what they're saying to you and in whatever knowledge they may have. But in our world, we have the opportunity to load that NPC with a very intelligent AI backend that actually allows you the experience of, say you saw, you know, one of your favorite horror movies, say you saw like Hellraiser, and you wanted to have a conversation with the final girl of Hellraiser. You can technically come onto the block, meet that character, and have a full-on one-on-one conversation for hours with that person. And it's like talking to the character from the film. So you can have a really engaging experience of having a conversation with your favorite movie characters.
Oh, that is so innovative. All of this is just incredible. I'm just blown away. And it makes me want to jump back into gaming. I haven't done it like I used to, and I'm still waiting for GTA 6.
Yeah.
We built it for you. So jump in.
Yes.
Tracey, thanks so much for taking the time with us today. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate your beautiful products and work, and really look forward to doing much more with you in the coming months and beyond.
Well, thank you for having me, and I can't wait to do more and get involved with more of this. This is incredible. Well done.
Right on.
Well done.
Thank you. Well done to you.
Thank you, Tracey.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.